You were saying something about creating, that it's creating myths or creating new ways into people understanding an arts practice.
Yeah, I think it's that kind of, it's a story to it, and that's what I liked about it, and that's why I like to, it's a fun thing to talk about with people, because it's like, you know, there's so-and-so doing painting, so-and-so's making film, and Sue's got her underwater wheelchair, and it's kind of like this, it's kind of got legs for sort of being this real tale of, you know, adventure. It's sort of really quirky, it's different.
We were talking about the online presence for the artwork to capture those conversations, and you made a really valuable suggestion and gave it a great title. So could I ask you to recap?
Yes, yeah. But the idea was that if an individual puts their video on your website and so a part of the work, that actually when they look at your work, they are impacted personally. And if you're impacted in one area of your life, then you're impacted in all of your life. So if I, for instance, see that, wow, Sue has done something impossible, supposedly, and now it's possible and she's feeling great, and I get a sense of that for myself, so I'm feeling like anything is possible, then I might take a different route home tonight, because I want to try something new and different and experience something outside my safe little world. And so, you know, that would be an experience of me doing something differently, and so I could put some feedback on the website to explain that, what difference the work has made to me physically and actually in reality in my life. And that could be called something like making waves or making ripples, where everything has an ongoing effect. You know, we impact everybody in everything we do, and so when I see you and your work, that makes a difference to me.
That's brilliant. So actually you're suggesting a tool by which I can, in addition to these video clips about how people respond directly to the images, you're suggesting I also create a space for people to actually report back on the changes it's created in their work. And I love the title, Making Ripples.
And that would make a difference for you, because then you would get you would receive the benefit of what you'd actually created as well, because that energy that people were receiving from you would then be fed back again to you.
You had an idea when you saw the footage about the wheels.
Yes,
which I thought was interesting.
I thought when you're sort of gliding through the water, if the wheels are turning, it's sort of mysterious. It's sort of, you know, because they're turning, but sort of why would they be turning in water? Right. But I think you could get some interesting reflections off of the wheels turning, and it just adds to the whole grace of the movement.
And if some people haven't been able to see the hydroplanes when they've been acrylic and invisible, so some people might think somehow the wheels are actually powering the chair.
That's a point.
So it might be quite, when you said that, I thought actually that could really add to the kind of humour and the sort of misdirection and the intrigue of the piece.
It's sort of, it does add to the whole strangeness.
So we were talking about the design for the website.
I can just imagine, you can sort of see a page with lots of little heads on it, and everyone's kind of talking, and you can almost hover on them or click on them and find out what that person says. And
that's exactly what I was imagining. So I was imagining there being various layers. So there's one layer where you have all people talking about the underwater wheelchair, but nobody on the website actually sees what they're talking about. So you just get all these people going, oh wow, or, wow, that's people thought it was bonkers. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. And then there'd be another layer of another page for people talking about their ideas for the design of the wheelchair, and then another layer when people have ideas for the performance. So you build up all these layers.
And the final thing's kind of hidden in there somewhere that they've got to get through all the...
or it's the actual performance that sort of building up this conversation around the work coming up to 2012, because everyone who engages becomes part of the artwork. So then if they're on the website, then that's the artwork, this kind of multifaceted artwork that evolves from the discussions and capture the discussions created and the ideas created, and it's a little talking picture of how that person's ideas has been shaped by, affected by the artwork. So
one little idea, and then suddenly it grows into
vast,
this vast, enormous
conversation.
Yeah.
You were just talking about having conversations about the work with people in Taunton at the Resistance events.
Yes, yeah. It's really, I was just saying that it's exciting because you don't normally associate the kind of work that you're doing with people that go to the kind of galleries and sort of with the more normal kinds of work and things.
Yes.
And I found it really exciting. I like talking to people about it because of that Heath Robinson kind of contraption. It's like a spectacle, as I mentioned. It's like you want to see what's going to happen, and it's exciting. And the Pegasus thruster thing that just, you know, it's worth. It's quirky, it's fun.
Hello again, Dal. We
hello.
were just talking about the idea of documenting the project and how I might use your footage.
Yeah.
And the idea of a complex website so that people can trace who suggested which idea and which becomes part of the project.
Yes, I think you could do that, but I was thinking the other advantage is you could collect a lot more impressions. You know, you could get a lot more feedback if you've got people spread around and they've all got a webcam built into their laptops. They can provide the sort of, you know, the this sort of thing just over the internet. Rather than you having to physically be with them.
So if I almost had an online video box.
Yes. Or
the other thing is I could use Skype, because I was recently involved in a conversation that was published on the internet for IGODAP, the International Guild of Disabled Artists and Performers, and Philip Paxton was based in New Zealand, and he published our discussion online. So obviously you can capture Skype somehow. So that would be a good way.
Yeah, you can, and because you have people in America, don't you, providing some of your kits?
The dive propulsion vehicle.
Yeah, they'd probably be quite interested to sort of have some sort of input as well. You never know.
Some kind of presence.
Yes.
That would be really great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, this sort of thing, as it gathers momentum, you might find there's more people who you can get their impressions, but you know, maybe you want to communicate other things as well.